There are more than 7.5 billion people on our planet. Quite an impressive figure still with variety that wide. It's almost impossible to find two identical persons. Even twins have some subtle differences. With all that said, there are some unique people who really stand out among the rest, and today we're going to share their stories. Ready to meet them? Let's get it on. GMG. They say that good things come in small packages. India's very own pint-size dynamo, GOMG, has proved that you can chase big dreams no matter your size. She held the record for the world's shortest living teen before taking the crown of world's shortest living and mobile woman on her 18th birthday. So just how small do you have to be, anyways, to obtain the moniker of world's smallest? 2 feet and 3.4 inches to be exact. Up until the age of 5, Gi was average height for her age. After some time, however, her parents knew something wasn't quite right. She was diagnosed with a rare form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, in layman's terms, lacking the hormones needed to grow beyond a certain height. What is a day in the life of the world's smallest woman look like? Exactly not that different from yours and mine, really. Besides the need for a stepladder in the throngs of people who crowd around for photographs every time she's in public, Jodie has embraced her small stature and enjoys the attention from the general public. She hasn't let it hinder her dreams and aspirations of making it on the small screen either. No pun intended. You might also recognize her from her breakout role on the hit TV show American Horror Story back in 2014, where she starred as the charming Sultan Coin. At high altitudes, temperatures plummet and the oxygen concentration in the air starts to drop. It's the reason mountaineers have to wear breathing tanks when scaling the highest peaks. You got to wonder if it's cold and hard to breathe up there for Turkish man Sultan Kosen. Back in 2009, Sultan was confirmed as being the world's tallest living man, coming in at a staggering 8 feet 1 inch in height. He's part of a very select club. One of only 10 males throughout history are confirmed to have exceeded 8 feet height. Sultan suffers from a pituitary adenoma, a tumor in the brain that results in growth hormone being produced throughout a person's life. His biggest complaint: finding clothes and shoes that fit. The craziest thing, though, a mere 2 years later, he was measured again, gaining almost 2 inches in height. Is this guy the limit for this mountain of a man? There's 3 kinds of people in the world when it comes to nail care. There's your biters, your clippers, and those that just let it grow forever. Would fall into the last category of people, as he's the owner of the world's longest nail. If he looks familiar, it's because he's been on the world record tour circuit for the best part of 40 years. This man's nails, on one hand, mind you, have a combined length of 29 feet, 10 inches. The weight of the nails has permanently disfigured his hand, and when outside his home, he wears a protective covering over them. He started growing his nails at 14 years old and has never looked back until recently, after years. Crippling pain in his fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder, and all the way to his neck from the extreme weight. He decided that a little trim is in order. This called for something a bit more robust than your typical manicure kit. The tool that looked more like an electric grinder used to cut steel than your run-of-the-mill nail clippers ever. The generous man, he donated his titanic talents to be displayed in Ripley's, believe it or not, in Times Square. Adrian Lewis, this Michigan native, hopes to shatter the world record for the longest tongue. All she needs is to have it measured. Oh my God! Hanging down her face. At an unofficial but impressive 4 inches. This tongue looks like it should be used to extract a lunch of ants out of an anthill. She can lick her nose, chin, elbow, and even her eye, whether it's some genetically inherited gift or the results of being stretched from poking out her tongue too much as a kid. Your guess is as good as mine to give you a scope of its abnormally long length. Her tongue is longer than a business card. Try that home for yourself. Adrienne says that she needs to dislocate an unhinged jaw in order to present her tongue out of her mouth in all its slimy glory. That's not to try that one at home. Valdir Segato. Some of us are genetically gifted, naturally large, strong people. Others are a little smaller, built for speed rather than power. Regardless of your body shape, an exercise regime will help you get the most out of the body you were given. But what happens when it's not enough? Enter Valdir Segato. Perhaps you've seen him. He hangs out on the beaches of Rio de Janeiro doing his best hand Hulk impersonation. His biceps are a whopping 23 inches, and this massive transformation from being a skinny dog, according to his friends, to this larger-than-life frame is nothing short of astounding in terms of raw measurements. Val Deer is pretty close in size to another big man. He idolizes who needs no introduction, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But how? Well, not from hours in the gym. This is no strong man. More like a show pony. Synth oil is injected into the muscle tissue to increase its volume and size without going into too much detail. Let's just say that you can lead to severe health problems and even death. I don't know about you, but I'll take my girly non-threatening arms over fitness.